Welcome to the magical realm of seeking the light of 1,000 suns. Join us on this journey as we delve into the mystical world of eclectic witchcraft. Brought to you by Maia, Skye, Reika, and Gia Storm. Together we share our eclectic tips and tricks with listeners at any stage in their chosen magical path. Get ready for engaging discussions, diverse knowledge, and a community that embraces the sparks of magic in your life. I am Maia.
And I'm Gia. Today we are diving into one of our absolute favorite topics, the magical world of sound healing and Hertz frequencies. The first aspect of this is the law of vibration. So let's start with the basics. The law of vibration, one of the 12 universal laws, tells us that everything in the universe is in constant motion. Everything vibrates at its own frequency, even the stuff that seems solid, like your coffee table or your cat lying on your coffee table. The law of vibration states that everything in the universe is in constant motion. This movement, known as vibration, occurs at varying speeds, referred to as frequency. The only distinction between one object and another is the rate at which it vibrates.
Exactly. Even though your body vibrates, including every organ and every cell, they all resonate at a specific frequency. And these frequencies, they can fall out of sync. Things due to things like stress, illness, environmental factors, even like the people you surround yourself with. It can lead to physical and emotional imbalances. But here's the cool part. You can influence your vibration with your emotions, your thoughts, and even the sounds that you surround yourself with.
This is why things like thought forms, affirmations, mantras, and yes, sound healing are so powerful. It's the same principle Rhonda Byrne talked about in The Secret. Thoughts become things because they vibrate. Emotional and physical states determine the energy we emit, attracting experiences that resonate with the same frequency. In essence, the vibrations we maintain influence the reality we create. For example, thought forms, words of power, affirmations, and other manifestation techniques.
So sound healing isn't really new. It's very ancient. Cultures all around the world, from Tibetan monks to Aboriginal shamans, have used sound to heal the mind, body, and spirit for centuries.
And modern science is finally catching up. Dr. Mitchell Gaynor, a pioneer in integrative medicine, studied how sound waves can actually impact the molecular structure of our cells. This is not just woohoo, it's real, measurable vibrational healing. Woohoo! But not just woohoo.
Did you see that program? What the bleep down the rabbit hole?
Yes, I loved it.
If for those listeners that haven't seen that, it's a really cool example. There are parts in this show where they have taken and put in energy into water and froze them, and they came up with all different types of imprints in the frozen water. It was a really cool thing to see. Different
Nope, you're
tools
fine.
Tibetan singing bowls, tuning forks, crystal bowls, gongs, drums, even your voice. They all create healing vibrations. One of the things that I know that really impact me in a strange way is singing with growling or throat singing.
Mm.
Um,
Yes.
if there's some of that, oh, I feel that through my whole body. But trust us, you don't have to be musically gifted. If you can hum, you can heal.
So, understanding Hertz frequencies. All right, let's get a little nerdy. Hertz, H, capital H, lowercase z, measures the number of vibrations per second. Different frequencies affect the body in different ways. Here are a few you might want to bookmark. 40 hertz boosts creativity and brain function. Think aha moments. 174 hertz, natural pain relief and deep comfort. 285 hertz helps tissue regeneration and strengthens energy fields. 396 hertz releases guilt and fear, perfect for root chakra work. 396 hertz. That's one that I am definitely going to be using more of. 417 hertz eases stress and helps release negative patterns, sacral chakra. So, like, if you, I'm kind of seeing a pattern here, right? So, like, already. So, if you start with that 396 hertz, right, release those feelings of guilt and fear, move up your chakras, right? Then, the next one being the 417 hertz to ease your stress and help release those negative patterns, right? That guilt and fear, those are all also patterns. So just you can use these in different combinations of healing. 528 hertz, the miracle frequency, DNA repair, transformation, and relaxation. 639 hertz deepens relationships and emotional healing. 528 hertz, the miracle frequency, DNA repair, transformation, and relaxation. 639 hertz deepens relationships and emotional healing, the heart chakra. 741 hertz detoxifies cells, supports creativity, and clears communication. So here we are at the throat chakra. 852 hertz awakens intuition and clears illusions. Third eye chakra. 963 hertz connection to the divine, your crown chakra.
I would like to add something here. There's a lot more details on these hertz that we're going to put in the podcast extras on the Seeking the Light of a Thousand Suns Facebook group, along with some other key things on where to find some of these things. But I just wanted to key in here really quickly. Another thing that how these can be used as another layer. So let's pick one. Let's pick the beginning one, the root chakra one. So you could listen to that 396 hertz for that, but you can also incorporate a root chakra stone. For example, like a hematite. You can do then a root chakra essential oil. So that these things can be layered and they can be done in spell work and such as well. Um, so I just kind of wanted to throw that idea out there. Um, so you could literally build an entire spiritual practice around these frequencies. And honestly,
So, how to start using sound healing? You might be thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but how do I actually do this without buying a gong the size of my car?
but I want a gong the size of my car.
That'd be amazing, right?
We could all start simple. Um, There are playlists on like YouTube, Spotify, Insight Timer. There's some free tracks. You can use Google or YouTube search for those megahertz um, musics. There is an app also called Calm or Brain FM. I have my own singing bowls. I know some people have tuning forks, chimes. There's all kinds of different things. And, even regular, daily, everyday music, like I said, I get my healing from growling or um, throat chakra singing or like
I love it.
they're like heavy, heavy, heavy metal. So and don't forget sound baths. You can literally get vibrational message to your soul by playing stuff while you're in the bath. The vibrations will get uh, incorporated, transferred to the water.
And shameless plug. Totally shameless. Like, I don't care. We're going to be, we're creating music right now that's going to incorporate these sound healing frequencies. And alongside the other music that we already have available on our Seeking the Light of a Thousand Suns.com webpage, these will be on there as well. You're looking at like 99 cents a song. So, and then sometimes there'll be specials and bundles and stuff. So yes, you could also just get them from us directly.
And, if you're going to do a shameless plug, I'd also like to say that, they're
Yes.
out there. You can find them anywhere. However, if you could support a local witchy community or,
Yes,
a small business, we would be more than happy to provide you with a sound bath.
absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a reason why sound healing is gaining so much traction. For example, Sarah, a yoga instructor in California, started playing 528 hertz music during her classes and saw a huge shift. Her students were more relaxed, more emotionally open, and even reported sleeping better.
Which that makes perfect sense. When you talk about going back to what that frequency does, and then having that in a room
Yes.
of like-minded people sharing that same energetic vibration. Because just like with anything else, how the laughter is contagious. Well, so are energies and so is other things. So surrounding yourself in a room of people doing something as special as yoga and having that in the background, that to me is amazing.
Incredibly. Well, even as you mentioned before, right? You can take these extra, you can ramp up your healing journey, right? So you could do sound healing frequencies while doing your daily yoga. In addition to that, put a salt lamp in that same room, right? Put the correct corresponding stones that you feel like you need in that moment. Light up or have an essential oil going at the same time. Each one of these things just makes that healing session that much more powerful.
Well, not only that, if somebody doesn't want to like burn oil in a lamp,
Yeah.
you can put it on your pulse points. You can put it in your shampoo or your conditioner. You can um you can put it on a cotton ball and just have it on your mat.
Yes.
It's it's easily, removable if it's bothersome to other people, if you're doing the yoga practice anyway, I guess. Um, so yeah, there's so many different ways that, again, like you said, amping it up or layering.
Yes. I love that layering. So, some final tips for your sound healing journey. If you want to start today, here's your mini checklist. Pick one frequency that matches your current healing goal. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes a day to listen intentionally. Bonus points if you pair it with breath work, meditation, or journaling.
That's right. And, for sound healing and crystals, people don't always feel something right away. Some people, I mean, they work differently. Well, they work the same on everyone, but how they perceive them or what they may feel from them are going to be different. So if you don't feel anything right away, um, things will, you're still getting the benefit and things will be more apparent, um, little by little, um, as you grow, kind of like watering a plant. Not everybody can start setting aside 10 to 15 minutes listening intentionally. Set aside 5.
Yes,
Set
I love
aside
that.
6. Set aside 2. Put it in your car while you're driving to work. Not the Hemi sync though. Don't do Hemi. Do not do Hemi sync while you are driving.
I love that. Sound healing is the beautiful bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science. Whether you want to relax, heal, or expand spiritually, sound can be one of the simplest and most powerful tools you use.
So one of my favorite, well, I already brought up HemiSync, but some of my favorite resources is I love HemiSync. However, with HemiSync, because it is balancing the left and right side of the brain together at the same time, you do not want to be doing, you don't want to be working, you don't want to be driving, you don't want to be focusing on or trying to accomplish something. That is something that you do when you can be still. Things that you can do, though, however, while doing other things, is like Chakra Chants by Jonathan Goldman. That's one of my favorites. I use that a lot. There are binaural beats. Is that how you
Yep.
say it?
Yep.
Binaural
Binaural.
beats. There's some of those playlists on Spotify. Um, And then again, there is some YouTube stuff and stuff like that out there. And if you don't know which frequency you want to start with, what's nice about the chakra chants for me is you can kind of do like a little bit of an intuitive pick, right? You can look at what
Yes.
the song titles are or what the chakras are and pick based on what immediately comes to your mind intuitively and then just play it.
And remember, it's not about doing it perfectly. It's about finding what resonates with your soul, literally and figuratively.
That's right. And you know, there are some instruments and things too that you can use yourself for your own sound healing, without even knowing a frequency.
Mhm.
Like a sit upon drum, like the pan flute, like I bet that there was many times where you were playing your clarinet where you were having a
I
lot of
was thinking about that.
magical moments. I bet there was. So keep in mind that you're going to be drawn to the things that you need. And so that's right. It's not about doing something perfectly. It doesn't even have to be intentional. It can be spontaneous. It can be intuitive. So,
You do it from your heart, you do it from your soul.
or even a divine source might point you in the right direction,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
guardians, guides. Is there anything else that you would like to add that maybe hit um in some of the topics?
So, I mean, thinking of that, this conclusion, right? Some of the things that my on my mom's side of the family that like my grandma used to tell me is she used to talk a lot about signs. Okay. And symbolism, right? And sometimes signs are even quite literal. They sometimes they'll be right in your face, similar to like a stop sign. When you start to pay attention enough to your surroundings, you'll start to pick up on those patterns. And if you're thinking about this, right? Like what instrument, what sound frequency, what part of my body needs healing? Those signs will present themselves. Whether you're driving down the road, right, and you get a tingle in your leg or something, right? Well, maybe your leg needs a little extra healing that day. It's all about how much you put into paying attention to those signs.
And it can even be something, I love that you brought that up because it can even be something as a sign that's really simple. And that can be just what are you in the mood to listen to?
Yes.
Is music completely based on mood or is it based on mood and energy? I don't feel like listening to this right now. I could really go for this. Because remember, Hertz can be in the pitches of the voice as well. It's not just instrumental. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, when you listen to some of the Tibetan um, chanting and some of the um, chakra chanting and stuff like that, you'll notice that the lower tones are going to be the lower chakras, and as you go up, the higher tones, they're gonna be going up to the higher chakras. So even what you feel like in the mood to listen to, honor that. That's a sign.
Yes. And piggybacking off of that, right? Um, there have been times where I'll just think to myself, okay, I want to listen to some Tibetan music. I don't know what specifically I want to listen to. So I'm just gonna do the search, Tibetan music on my Amazon Music or whatnot. And it actually plays like when I do that with the intention and just the thought of it, right? It actually plays the sounds and the songs that I really needed at that moment. Um, Again, because like even our thoughts have frequencies, right? So you put the thought out there, even if you don't know, it's going to come to you. It'll come to you.
Did we talk about music divination in one of our other episodes in the past?
I don't think we did.
Because I get my answers through music. Sometimes it's radio, but most of the time I'm
Yes.
in silence. So if I'm walking around and I'm thinking about something, I'll get the answer in a tune. And so
Yes.
it's so when you say pay attention to anything as a sign, I mean that's another example of that. If you don't feel like you're strong in intuition, when I was in training, they played a game called Red Light, Green Light. And that was something that you had to practice and play. It was, you're going to tell yourself red light is no and green light is yes. And if you want to build your intuition, um, regardless of the no or yes, because you're going to want to ask something that you don't have an expectation for the answer for. Um, as you play that red light or green light, you'd get a visual or audio or however type of player you are, an answer on red or green. So should I take this road or this road to work today? But instead it would be, should I take this road, red light or green light? Or should I take this road, red or light or green light? And so then you start kind of building that. And then as you
Yes.
build, the more and more that you put trust in and enact the answer, the more open your intuition is.
I love that. Like it's really it's quite interesting because I personally like I do that without thinking about it almost most of the day. Um, there's even times where, like, driving is a great example, where I will hear, no, slow down. And so I listen to it. And I think that the biggest thing and for anyone out there who feels disconnected with intuition, it's not that you don't have intuition. Everybody does. It's just that there is a disconnect. Okay. Now, with anything, you think about a plug-in to your laptop, the power cord. When you have it unplugged, it's disconnected. Plugging it in is a very simple thing. We are the ones who make things out to be something more complex than it truly is. With my science background and everything that I learned in the different levels of math and physics, it truly is the simplest answer is the solution. So what I'm trying to say is don't overthink it so much because it's really easy to do. It's easy to get yourself spun out into a web of so many different thought processes, but know that you have intuition. We all do. Like you have to confirm it with yourself. Hey, I have intuition.
Well, that's what
Okay.
I loved about the red light,
Yep.
green light is
Yes.
you couldn't sit and go, but what if this and what if that? And like
Right.
you can't get yourself all caught up in all of that brain jabber. It's red or
You
green.
can't. Yep. I love that game. Like that's a, I think everyone it should practice it. It is such a great game. Um, for so many different things, but especially for this. And also too, our tellies are not clear cut. They are not clear cut. So I am predominantly a visual person, but the interesting part is when my intuition kicks in, I don't see it as much
Mhm.
as I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that little voice inside of me will say, slow down, stop now, don't go that way. And then I have to ultimately choose whether to listen or not. And I know when I do stupid stuff, I get stupid results. I'm just going to tell you right now, when I choose not to listen to my intuition, I have been burned
Yep.
every time,
Did I tell you about the time?
every time.
Did I tell you about the time where, because I have the one for the cops, I always know. It's like having my own personal radar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were
I
riding
want that.
riding with Aaron and I go, slow down, right? And he's like giving me grief. Because him and we don't drive the same. And he was giving me
Yes.
grief. I tend to not go much more than 5 miles over the speed limit. I could drive like a grandmother to him. And I'm like, slow down. And gave me some grief. And I'm like, I'm telling you, slow down. And I started to get mad. Like I was literally feeling aggressively mad. And so instead of, being the nagging passenger, I kept my mouth shut instead of, getting all argumentative in a car. We were going to be in there for a few more hours, right?
Right.
Anyways, the sirens go off and he gets pulled over. Now, the worst part of it is he was doing 55 and a 35.
Oh, that sounds like my driving.
That was, well, what happened was the speed transitioned from, outskirts to coming into town. And so it just got completely missed, I think. I think it was just, oops, like I didn't, see it. Well, there was already speeding happening. But anyways, um, he gets pulled over and there's more to this story about the anger. It built and built and built and built and built. in the car, because when the cop comes up, it was like, where's your insurance card? And then that brought up some, issues, and then some other things brought up some issues. The cop said, I'll be right back. And he went over to his
Ooh.
car, and I was so upset. Talk about energy vibrations here. I mean, I was so upset. Like, you could cut through the air in the car. And the cop came back and he's like, all right, now, keep your speed down and have a great day. And when we pulled out of there, I mean, Aaron goes, I think that cop let me go because he felt bad for me, because when he looked over at you, saw that you were going to be worse than the ticket, he let us go.
Oh gosh. He probably was. He was worried that you were going to unalive him.
Oh, it was, well, and like there was a lot of building frustration, because the very first thing that came to my mind is, I told you.
Yes.
But then
Yes.
other things happened and that made it even more, intense as, we were pulled over. But um, I'll tell you though, when I say slow down now, um, there's no there's no talk back, there's no lip, there's no nothing.
Trust that intuition.
Trust that
100%.
intuition. Yeah.
It's just like tonight, in my mind, I was half tempted to go ahead and dye my hair back to brown, right? But then after talking it through with you, I knew that your intuition was kicking in, that had I done that, not the semi-permanent blue, I'd probably have to shave the rest of my hair off. So even though I was very, very, very tempted to go back to brown, um, yeah, I was like, no, you know what? She knows what she's talking about, and she has a feeling, and I trust her feeling, and I'm probably going to end up bald if I don't listen, and I don't want to be bald. So I will just do the semi-permanent blue again.
Learning from my
And
mistakes was what that was.
yes, yes. But I was like, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna be bald if I do it that way. So I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna listen to my Maia. Like, thank you for keeping me from having to shave my head. Because
No.
I definitely would not look good with a shaved head.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody really, well, okay,
Some people
there are
do.
a few, yes, that do, but it's not many.
Oh my gosh, there are some people across all genders that just look damn fine with shaved heads. You're thinking of a few. See, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they do. And okay, this we went way off topic on this. I
Yeah,
did.
I
It's
steered
my
us
fault.
off a little bit by talking about
I
the light, green light, but I was using that as an
no,
example for people to, if they didn't know where to start.
no, you didn't steer us. I
Yeah.
did by talking about the hotness of some people with shaved heads. That
Stop
was
it.
totally off
Stop it.
topic.
Stop it.
And I keep doing it. I'm the evil naughty witch.
So yeah,
Um,
should I work on my heart chakra or should I work on my sacral chakra, red light, green light? You know, that's that, or listen to this frequency or this frequency. Of course, I keep saying or, but you can't really do red light, green light like that.
and that's uh it's very much, if you think about it, it's very much how, yes, no tarot works, how using the rods, the dowsing rods as well. It's it's a simple question normally, it's yes or no. Um,
Out of the seven chakras, is this the one I should work on today?
exactly.
Right. And actually, there's more than seven. For those of you listening, going, there, 7.
We got to start everybody off with the 7 though, because we
Right.
got to build
Those
build
are the
off of
most
that.
commonly known ones, the 7 most commonly known. There's way, way
Yes,
more.
exactly.
Well, I don't really have anything more to add. Do you?
No.
All right. Well, if our to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us. If you loved this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your fellow high vibers. You can also find more resources on our Facebook group and website. Follow the links in our description or go to www.seekingthelightofone1000suns.com.
May blessings illuminate your path on your journey with us. And thank you for listening. Until next time, keep vibrating high, friends.
Vibing high. Have a great night.
High vibes.